Hello, everybody. Today I am pitching Casey's General Stores, ticker CASY. Currently it trades at $185.20, but I have it at a price target of $236.14 for a current upside of 27.5%. Casey's General Stores operates gas stations and convenience stores across the U.S. Midwest region. The company operates through a fuel segment, which is 55% of their revenue, a grocery and other merchandise segment, which is 31% of their revenue, a prepared food and fountain segment, which is 13% of their revenue, and an other segment, which is 1% of their revenue. The fuel segment offers self-serve gasoline. The grocery segment sells a large selection of items such as tobacco, beverages, and packaged foods from national and private labels. And the prepared food segment offers freshly made foods such as pizza or donuts. Casey earns 100% of its revenue in the United States and operates over 2,350 stores in 16 states across the Midwest. And the company was founded in 1959 and is headquartered in Iowa. Since 2019, when Darren Rebellis took over as president and CEO, Casey's General Stores has operated with the goal of increasing EBITDA by 8 to 10% yearly. While COVID-19 negatively impacted their operations and decreased EPS, Casey's strategy of rural store locations, prepared foods, and vertical integration has led them to become the third largest convenience store and the fifth largest pizza chain in the United States. However, the growth is not finished, as Casey's is actively pursuing acquisitions as well as new store builds to increase unit growth with the goal of increasing fuel and prepared food revenue. On top of that, Casey's has developed a rewards app with the goal of retaining more customers and increasing prepared food sales. They have also partnered with DoorDash and Uber Eats to be able to market their products on those providers' apps. Lastly, Casey's operates in a very fragmented market where 65% of stores are run by operators who own 10 or less stores. This lack of a dominant player in the industry allows Casey's to target rural towns where they can be the only supplier. Because of Casey's store growth, innovation into the digital world, and fragmented market, it is recommended that Casey's General Stores be added to the AIM Small Cap Fund with a price target of $236.14, representing a 27.5% upside. My first driver is unit growth and acquisitions. The main goal of Casey's strategy is to deliver top quintile EBITDA growth. One way the company can achieve this is by accelerating unit growth by building new stores or through acquisitions. Since 2010, when Casey's had only 1,531 stores, the company has increased total stores at a 4.37 CAGR. While the growth has been relatively meager, Casey's has set a stated goal of 345 new stores by the end of fiscal year 23, which represents a 7.09 CAGR. This goal is being achieved primarily by 3 large acquisitions in fiscal year 2022. Over the past year, Casey's has acquired over 90 retail locations and 80 dealer sites of Buchanan Energy, 48 Circle K stores in Oklahoma City, and 40 pilot stores in Knoxville, Tennessee. These strategic acquisitions will take advantage of higher fuel sales at these locations while also introducing a prepared food segment. Ultimately, the combination of higher fuel sales, prepared food sales, and more foot traffic post-COVID-19 should lead to a 40% increase in revenue for Casey's in fiscal year 2022. My second driver is the guest experience and private label products. While Casey's General Stores earns 55% of its revenue from fuel sales, the company has also set out to reinvent the guest experience. To do this, Casey relies on innovation and experienced restaurant talent to provide growth, and they seek to do this through investments in technology and digital capabilities. 2 years ago, in the midst of the pandemic, Casey launched a digital app that has seen consistent growth. As of October 2021, there was more than 4.2 million people using the app, and Casey's has also partnered with DoorDash and Uber Eats with over 700 stores offering delivery options. Another way Casey's has added to the guest experience is by introducing Casey's branded products. In 2021, Casey's launched 215 grocery products such as their own chips and candy. Currently, the industry average for private label inside sales is 10%, and at the beginning of fiscal year 21, Casey's only had a 1% private label mix in inside sales. However, the private label products have exceeded expectations since the launch, and they hope to be at 10% industry average in 2 to 3 years. the consistent growth of the digital app and Casey's branded products should lead to a 10% increase in annual revenue. My third driver is convenience store industry dynamics. One of Casey's main competitive advantages is their rural footprint. The convenience store industry operates as a highly fragmented market with roughly 65% of stores being run by operators that own 10 or less stores. This allows Casey's as the third largest convenience store in the United States to take advantage of the lack of a dominant player. With 46% of their stores in towns of 5,000 people or less, Casey's continues to target towns where they are the only supplier due to this fragmented market. This matched with Casey's distribution center, and the company will continue to grow into rural areas that are undersupplied. While this will lead to new store builds as mentioned above, it will also lead to a continually growing customer base. To reach an intrinsic value for Casey, a 5-year DCF model was created. Using a terminal growth rate of 1.5% and a weighted average cost of capital of 6.28%, an intrinsic value of $261.30 was reached. A sensitivity of an analysis of the terminal growth rate and the weighted average cost of capital of plus minus 50 bips range from $208.63 to $342.26. Additionally, a PE multiple valuation was calculated using a weighted average pure multiple of 10.58, resulting in a relative value of $88.66. Finally, an EV to EBITDA multiple valuation was calculated and resulted in a relative valuation of $98.40. By weighing these models, 85, 7.5, 7.5, a price target of $236.14 was reached, representing a 27.5% upside. The first risk for Casey's is the return of COVID-19. The return of the pandemic would decrease in-store traffic as well as decrease revenue for all segments. A spike in the pandemic would also negatively impact store growth, thus impacting future potential revenues. The second risk for Casey's would be tech advances in the fuel industry. Technological advances such as electric cars as well as government mandates to improve fuel efficiency could decrease demand for Casey's largest revenue segment. This would negatively affect gas sales as well as decrease profits in all other segments. And then the last risk for Casey's is credit card fees. As Casey's operating expenses increase from this past year's acquisitions, credit card fees could impose even higher operating expenses. In return, higher operating expenses would lead to decreased profitability. Darren Rebelez is the president and CEO of Casey's General Stores. He has had this position for roughly 3 years, and prior to being president at Casey's, Darren served as the president of IHOP and the COO of 7-Eleven. And then Stephen Bramlage is the CFO of Casey's General Stores. He has been in this position since 2020, and prior to this position, he served as an executive advisor at Aramark.